Hey everybody, this is Juan Alvarez with Dish Programming. Today's video is about Mastery 12, creating C++ functions. Alright, what is a function? A function is, functions, what it is, I call it as tools. These tools allow to like structure the program in different parts of the code. So each function does something separate, and the only thing you have to do is like open your toolbox and call the function. Alright, let me just give the explanation so you guys can understand. In order to call a function, you need to give out, you have to put it over here, separate. You cannot put it inside the main. It has to be either from the bottom to the top. Well, in this, in Atom, I have to run it on top. So, what is a function? Well, a function, in order to call it, whatever, needs to have a type, like what type it is, like the type of value it's gonna return. It has to have a name, the name, so you can call it like an identifier of the code, and it has to have parameters. These parameters are like the values that are going to be introduced inside the function. All right, and inside inside the parameters, you can have as many as parameters as you want. Right now, we're just gonna have two parameters. But when you introduce parameters, it's like introducing. You have to introduce the type of the parameter and the identifier of the parameter. Right now, I'm going to put x, and you have to do it. You separate the two. You separate the parameters with the comma. I'm going to put another one, type y. All right, and you open up the statement, or what the program or what the function is going to do. All right, so this is like the basic structure of. This is the basic structure of a function. As a type, the identifier, and the parameters that's going to use the function. In order, and what the function is going to do, and at the end, this function is going to return a value. We're going to return a value, and we're going to call it from here. All right, so we have the basic state, the basic part of the function, but now we have to call it inside the main. All right, so since we're using two parameters, we have to give two values of the parameters so the function can use it. Alright, so we're going to introduce a, which is the values that you introduce don't have to be exactly the same as x and like the parameters. It's just going to take the value, it's going to take the data, and it's going to take here. It doesn't need like the proper identifier. Alright, we're going to make a 1. We're going to do a simple adding function, b equals 2. Alright, and we have to call the function. Alright, so in order to call the function, we have to make a name for it. So we're going to call it sum. We put the name, the identifier, and you open up the parameters. And so we have to match the parameters. Once we call a parameter, we have to match its, call a function, we have to match its parameters. So we're calling two of them. So we go a, comma, b. Here we're introducing the two variables a and b into the here. So these variables are going to be introduced. They're going to come in as type x and type y. All right. So we just called the function sum. So we have to create the function. All right. So it's going to be a number. It's going to be an integer. We have to name it sum. All right. This is what we are calling the sum. And we open up the parameters, and we're introducing an integer value, so it's going to be int x and integer y. All right, and inside the statement, we have to introduce the value. We have to introduce the value, so it can be an integer. Integer is going to be the sum of x plus y. As you guys can see, x took the value of a, and y took the value of b. Alright, so what this is going to do, so value right now, so we have the value, so it's going to be 1 plus 2. It's going to return value, so it's value. So it's going to return 3 right here. And we're going to go print this value out, the sum of 1 plus 2 is, and here all we have to do, here we have to, like, I like to do this so I can have like order within my programs. I like to equalize or assign a variable when I use a function. So I'm going to use k equals to the function of to whatever value the function gives me. So this value, so the function just turned into this value. So k equals this value. I do this so I have more order inside my program, and I'm gonna return k and line. All right, we're gonna run this baby inside the terminal. All right, let me grab this terminal. There we go. Alright, we're gonna go into masteries. Alright, G++ mastery12.cpp. Compiling right now. See, there's no error in the code. Alright, it's taking a little bit of while now. Shouldn't take so long. Alright, wait. Alright, it compiled the code, so we're just gonna run it. And as you can see, it says the sum of 1 of 2 is 3. So what this means, so we're gonna recapitalize what happened. Let's go. We made a function, integer function called sum with two parameters, with an integer value of x and integer value of y, with the statement that is the integer value is going to be equal to the sum of x plus y. It's going to return whatever value is. And in the main, we're going to go the integer a equals 1 and integer b equals 2. So integer k equals the function of sum, and the function of sum, so return the value, so whatever value is k. So we pull out cout, the sum of 1 and 2 equals k, and that's how you end line. And this is how you create a function. Thank you for your time, and hope you enjoyed.